Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, June 27th, 2014. There's a new CEO at Munich Re America. Munich Re's U.S. subsidiary yesterday named Stephen Levy as the president of its reinsurance division. He's replacing Pina Albo, who's going to join the reinsurers management board in October. Levy had been the finance chief of Munich Re America, and he is also responsible for the company's enterprise risk management, information technology, and procurement. So he's going to be well versed in moving up. Reinsurance premiums worldwide, of course, are under pressure from mounting competition from the ILS market. Munich Re's American unit delivered premium income last year of about 3.1 billion US, so they're still a pretty big player. UK-based RSA Insurance is reported to be in talks with India's Sundaram Finance on the sale of the 26% stake that RSA owns in a joint venture in something called Royal Sundaram that they set up, the two companies set up in 2000. RSA, of course, has been looking to divest assets that they view as non-core. Local reports in India are indicating that Sundaram has made an offer, and it's up now to RSA to accept it. Speaking more of RSA, they yesterday confirmed the appointment of Steve Lewis from Zurich Insurance as the CEO of its UK and Western Europe operations. This will conclude the search for a successor to Adrian Brown. The UK and Europe operations are the biggest group within RSA. He's going to be starting in January. He'll also be reporting to the group CEO, Stephen Hester. Yesterday, there was interesting news. The German government canceled a contract with the U.S. telecoms firm Verizon. This is part of its overhaul of internal communications, which was prompted by revelations last year from none other than Edward Snowden. Reports based on disclosures by Snowden had alleged that Washington conducted mass surveillance in Germany and had even eavesdropped on Angela Merkel's cell phone. Germany demanded from the U.S. a no-spy deal, but those discussions collapsed after the U.S. refused to give them the guarantees. The Germans now say that our government needs a very high level of security for its critical networks. Verizon had been providing network infrastructure for the German government's Berlin to Bonn network, used for communications between ministries since the year 2010. Bonn, of course, is where much of the German government remains located. It was the capital of West Germany. Residents in several Midwest states are experiencing Mississippi River cresting. River levels have soared over the past few weeks in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin, flooding towns, killing crops, and even setting off a mudslide in Minneapolis. The river has been pushed into major flood stage in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. St. Paul has been placed under a state of emergency for the first time since 2011. The river is expected to crest there today. More rain is expected this weekend. The crest stage, or the major flood stage, is expected to remain in place through sometime next week. And in India, a state-owned gas pipeline exploded and killed 15 people. This is in the southern Indian state of Andhra Pradesh. The government said that the death toll has increased to 15 after 3 people died in hospital. Last evening in Hamilton, Bermuda, at 7:30 p.m., when people were just sitting down to the busy restaurants, there was a power outage. Apparently, much of the island went dark. It seems that the West End was mainly affected. According to Belco, the Bermuda utility, power was quickly restored in Warwick, Sandys, and Southampton parishes, but downtown Hamilton remained dark for 2 hours. Many restaurants were forced to close in Hamilton. Well, yesterday was the long-awaited match between the United States and Germany in the World Cup games, or matches, I should say. Americans are still getting used to soccer or football, as the rest of the world calls it. And it was a little bit bewildering. The U.S. lost the game, but they apparently proceeded on to the next round. So they're in the final round of 16 teams. It's likely, at this point, that they're either going to play Belgium, most likely, or Algeria. So the country is beginning to get interested. Even President Obama made note of it yesterday. And I will say that I even watched the game. I had it on in the office here. And although I had it on mute, I did turn it up towards the end. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.